citizens, bro.
Welcome everyone. I'm your host King Crucial the Great. We are here today with King Chaos the Great, Kid Prophet. We're in the building, and today our topic of discussion is deportation in America.
Wait, did you say happy 420?
He did not.
Our topic of the day is
420,
deportation in America. If you haven't already, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and stay with us and let us know what your thoughts are in the comments. Now that we have that out of the way, happy 420, happy Easter, everyone. God damn, can I get through the intro?
Impatient. You got to throw it out there. You got to give me something to look on.
Bro, you gotta chill. You gotta chill.
You know, I'm
ADD.
ADD.
How you doing today, bro? How are you, Mr. Glasses? That's gonna be your name for the.
Look at this. This is how I'm doing.
Oh, you know, took him off. Oh Lord.
That's how I'm doing, gentlemen. All right.
Chaos, how are you today, my brother?
I'm about the same as Prophet. You feel me? I'm holiday appropriate.
Yes, sir.
They say that.
So I love to hear it.
You got our link ready for today?
Oh,
nope. See, look.
As
holiday appropriate as well.
420, bro. Why you so aggressive right now? It is 420. We done told you we up there.
Trying to tell you, you want to play teacher on.
Don't act like I asked for the link like 10 minutes ago. Like literally.
Oh,
right. You'll be all right. Give me 30 seconds.
Oh shit.
Oh good.
We out of water, gentlemen. Goddamn.
Oh man.
With that, the Trump administration claimed or admitted that they had wrongfully deported that one guy. I forget his name, but
look at the guy we were talking about. Was that the guy we were speaking on the last episode?
Yeah.
So he was wrongly accused of being a MS-13 member and all that.
Well, I don't know about that, but they said that he was wrongfully deported.
Well, what was the reason he was getting deported in the first place? I thought it was because they suspected him of being an MS-13 member.
Right.
So he's not one.
I don't know. We're gonna have to look into that.
Oh.
But I was just giving us the rundown that they accept the responsibility for that.
Is that a part of this?
Somebody in jail that's wrongly committed, and they be like, "Damn, my bad, bro." Shit.
Right.
You feel me? Like shit, my bad, man.
I sat there for 20 years.
Even players fuck up, man. You feel me? Dust that shit off. You'll be all right. You still in America.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Here go a meal ticket.
I can't get no money out of this. That nigga lucky to be in this country. Trump will be like, look, he gonna talk him, sweet him into it, like, oh, you still got your job, you got your little rights and shit, you good, bro. We fuck up sometimes, bro, but you here, you good. We take full responsibility and everything is good. You know what I'm saying? Everything's good.
All right, here we go.
Oh shit.
Good evening from New York. I'm Chris Hayes. We're watching a developing situation right now. The ACLU says that dozens of immigrants have been notified they are being deported under the Alien Enemies Act, that 1798 law the Trump administration has invoked. It appears those immigrants, some of them, were loaded onto a bus at a detention center in Texas about an hour ago. We watched the motorcade traveling on a Texas highway for a little over an hour and now appears to have arrived at its destination. Should say we don't know what this facility is, but the reason we're watching this with bated breath is that the understanding of a lot of advocates for some of those folks, the assumption is that they may be loaded onto a plane to be flown out of the country. In fact, in just the last hour, there was an emergency hearing in federal court. It was called by federal judge James Boberg, with the attorneys for the Trump administration, the DOJ, and ACLU representing some of the people who have received notifications of imminent expulsion under the Alien Enemies Act.
If you're here in Alabama and you've got an old roof that you've been thinking of...
All right, so from what I get from that, I don't see the problem with it. So, like, you know, we already know Trump has been very aggressive on deportation.
Yeah, but isn't this? I mean, I don't know. It didn't say enough, but I mean, there's really no reason for them to be getting deported. Like, there's no criminal background to these people, is it?
From my understanding, people have to pass or meet a particular criteria in order to be deported, especially when it comes to this. This
almost like a felony misdemeanor type.
Right, be associated with this type of situation, or you've been in trouble, or we can confirm that you've evaded taxes for so many years and you've been on. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if they go with the parameters.
As a felon, I see it two different ways. You know, as me being a convicted felon in the United States, I see it two different ways. You know, I see where they're coming from, where maybe they did fuck up in the country they came from, but that's because they had to do what they had to do. And now that they're here, they're trying to atone and make a
I'm saying most of these people have been arrested for, sometimes they're approached because. But a lot of times these people are in jail for something else,
they're coming from, a dictatorship or, something.
No, I'm saying like a traffic stop or something. That's what puts them in the position to be deported. They run into some, you know what I'm saying? They run into a legal issue here.
Okay, exactly. Because you're not going to get
crazy.
America's not going to mess with you for crimes you've committed in another country. That's very rare where crimes follow you to another country, unless it's like capital murder or something like that, I believe.
Yeah, let's you want to go a little further in the video, see if they give more detail?
Yeah, go ahead.
During the first deportation flights in March and was ignored, with a sort of taunting series of posts by El Salvador President Bukele and Marco Rubio. The ACLU is basically attempting to get an emergency injunction to deportations, because we've all seen how difficult it is to extricate anyone from the facility in El Salvador once they get there. That said, according to reporting from inside the courtroom and the hearing, Boasberg may not be in a position to stop this flight. Lisa Rubin is an MSNBC legal correspondent. She was listening to that hearing and joins me now. Okay, so there was a bunch of notifications that went to people that are in ICE detention in Texas.
That's correct.
I just want to show this so that people can see what they were given. First of all, it's all in English.
Yep.
It says, you've been determined to be a member of Tren de Aragua. Accordingly, under the Alien Enemies Act, you've been determined to be an alien enemy subject to apprehension, restraint, and removal from the United States. The ACLU said, wait a second, they're going to do this again. Went into Judge Boasberg's court, and what happened there?
So Judge Boasberg was telling them today that he doesn't believe that he has power to enter the restraining order that they wanted him to enter. What they wanted to leave with tonight was an order that said the government has to give 30 days notice to any alleged Venezuelan gang member that they want to remove from the country and theoretically imprison in El Salvador, subject to the president.
I have a problem with the fact that we're speaking about specifically Venezuela gang members.
Right. Like, really? That's what caused the whole political
uproar. Well, no, that's not what caused it, but it seems
the diversion.
Right, that's the diversion. Exactly. So the problem I'm having right now is that we have people that have committed crimes in their home countries. They put themselves in or found themselves in the legal predicament in the United States, qualifies them for deportation, I don't care what clause they use. This is what you got to deal with. As a felon, I gotta deal with the fact that I got to mark it on every application and verify my story and wait for the great news. You feel me? Should they do too?
Can't even get a job at McDonald's anymore. Did you know McDonald's they background check now?
Right. Yeah. So it's
because they're giving out schooling and benefits and now the way they do it is called checker. It's just an algorithm. You can't even speak to nobody. You can't even talk to HR and be like, look, I fucked up in my past. Give me a chance. It's not up to them. It's an app where they put your social security number in and they check it against all different types of felonies. And when your name comes up, if you've been arrested for one, you're not getting the job. You're not even going to go get a call back. It's fucking bullshit. And now it's even at fast food restaurants. I can't even get a delivery job at Papa John's, Domino's, or Pizza Hut because every single one of them background check to be able to take their pizzas and the money and handling money on the road. That's the world we're living in.
Sounds about right. Was it more to the video, Chaos?
I mean, yeah, it's quite a bit. That's probably about an eighth of the video. It's a 12-minute video. We got about 10 more minutes.
Okay. So.
Enemies Act proclamation about Tren de Aragua. The one thing that Chris, I want to flag to you about this notice and something that they raised in court today that Judge Boasberg agreed was problematic is there's nowhere on this form where you can indicate that you intend to challenge this or even that you have the right to challenge it. It simply says, if you desire to make a phone call, you will be permitted to do so. Of the facets of this notice that the ACLU argued were constitutionally defective, one of them was the language in which it was presented. But the second part was that they are...
Hey, Prophet.
Sir.
Do you think people who qualify for deportation qualify for constitutional rights?
I mean, again, I guess it just depends on. I mean, yeah, yes.
So the constitutional rights apply to any and everybody who have foot on the ground?
No, I mean, is it as long as they came here
legally, right?
Yeah.
Right. So these
I
people.
I agree with it. Yeah, I agree with that. But I'm not going to call them criminals.
No, I'm just saying if you have been confirmed to be a part of a gang in any system whatsoever, what does that confirm? You are guilty by association. Huh?
That you're a threat?
No, guilty by association.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
at the end of the day, right?
Yeah, it's how it is in real life too.
If all these people on these buses that we're talking about fall under the same category of Venezuela gang member, then I feel like they should be treated like the gang members in the United States in the prisons.
If they fall into that category, but I don't even know what they're in there for. I mean, we're going off of the strength of what they're telling us. I don't know any of them.
Sounds like we can give everybody about the same considerations because this seems like everything that describes these individuals applies to everybody on the buses. Venezuela gang member, illegal immigrant or immigrant. Like, I'm not hearing illegal immigrant. I'm hearing you got into legal trouble. We confirmed that you were in a gang in Venezuela. We're not going to let you start a problem here. Go home.
No, if that's how it is, and if that's what's going on, I'm back at 100%.
Same. Crucial.
Sticky. Here we go. Do I think people who qualify to be deported qualify for constitutional rights? Me, no. I feel once you're on your way out of the country
for whatever failure.
For whatever reason, like at the end of the day, the government or whatever agency you're in custody of is going to have that sole responsibility of making sure you're delivered to the destination where you're supposed to be going, which in this case I believe was a Venezuelan prison.
Right, because of something they have already previously dealt with.
Well, technically it was to an airport to go to a Venezuelan prison.
Or right. So my thing is it Venezuela or somewhere down there in South America, they've been locking down, and if they confirm that you identify as a gang member, they've been slapping the whole book on these fellas and putting them in this supermax prison with no real walls.
Now, what we really should be asking is, what is this gang? Because this act was created, what they said, 1798.
Yeah, but see, this doesn't even fall underneath any kind of like gang situation. This law is more of
It's the Alien Enemies Act.
I'm not even gonna run my mouth without saying what this is. Alien Enemies Act. I'm gonna do my research real quick. Give me 5 seconds.
So on top of
Alien
that,
Enemies Act. So it sounds like whenever we were getting our freedom from England, whoever was still left over here got put under the same law as the Alien Enemies Act and was deported back or killed or hung. I'm just guessing. I don't even know if that's right.
Just a quick Google search.
I got you. The Alien Enemies Act.
What the fuck is that moving behind me? Oh, that's my shadow. Oh, shit.
Okay, a series of 4 laws passed by the Federalist-controlled U.S. Congress in 1798 during the presidency of John Adams. These laws were meant to strengthen national security, but were heavily criticized for violating civil liberties. The 4 acts are naturalization. One, the Naturalization Act extended the residency requirement for U.S. citizenship from 5 to 14 years. Aimed to reduce the political power of immigrants who often supported the rival Democratic Republican Party. That's crazy. 2, Alien Friends Act allowed the president to deport any non-citizen deemed dangerous to the peace and safety of the United States, even during peacetime. 3, Alien Enemies Act allowed the president to arrest, detain, or deport male citizens of hostile nation during times of war. This is the one still in effect today, though rarely used. Number 4 is Sedition Act, made it a crime to publish false, scandalous, and malicious writing against the government or its officials. Targeted critics and Federalist government, particularly Democratic Republican journalists.
The Alien Enemies Act was used in World War II in California against all of the Asians that were there. They were put into camps.
So this says a couple of things to me. I feel like Venezuela and anybody else who we see the large deportations. There may be smaller deportations that we don't see. You feel me? And the reason why we see the ones involving Middle Eastern protagonists and makes South American criminals.
Okay.
We also need to pay attention to what's related to that. Okay. We've had a lot of political anti so and so rallies that have a lot of, we were talking about this earlier, Crucial, but I have a lot of foreigners that are filling the space for the losing team. So we have either the Middle Easterners that don't agree with the politics that brought them here all of a sudden, and or they don't agree with the politics that are here now because they arrived when the politics were different. So
Right.
we have the Hispanic population of South America and Mexico dealing with deportation, and then we have the United States declaring the cartels a terrorist organizations.
And anyone who works with them.
Right. So remember, we have multiple fronts of battle. All right. And understand that that very first thing you said when you started giving us the four basis of this act was wartime.
All right.
Okay. What I see is Venezuela is heavily influenced by cartel activity one way or another.
Well, remember, it doesn't have to be just war with them. It just means that the country is in wartime. And if
Well,
they
the reason why it was considered so controversial was many of them saw it as a violation of the First Amendment, which is the freedom of speech and press.
Once again, if you are not a citizen here, we don't care what you're saying. Your opinion doesn't count here. So you coming here to have a problem with a political issue on the other side of the world does not count for free speech. That does not apply to you. That applies to American citizens talking about American business and concerns. It has nothing to do with about wars in the Middle East or European politics or Russian efforts.
So you don't see anything wrong with the ones who was being deported today being deported?
No. I ain't see no problem with them deporting the protester from
you
the
ain't even think about that shit.
I don't see
Said
why
no.
such a big deal, why so many Americans have a problem with a Middle Easterner having freedom of speech in America when he doesn't have freedom of speech where they're having the conflict at.
Yeah, that's right.
If you can't say what you're saying where there's actually a problem, don't say it over here. Come over here, take benefit and enjoy what's going on over here. Shut the fuck up.
He was waiting for you to ask him that. He said no.
That's crazy.
Oh man. Yeah, I don't know enough on it, but if like I said, if what is happening, then I agree. But I don't know the motherfuckers.
But the reason why you don't know them is because they don't belong here anyway.
Right. I don't want to know them.
So look at this. We can say that the South American and Mexican individuals that find themselves in criminal activities are more or usually or possibly involved with the cartel, who has been deemed the enemy of the United States and of the world because they are now a terrorist organization.
Oh, they've been with it since the 80s.
Right, which says that this act applies to these individuals if you're telling me that everybody on the bus has been identified as a previous, former, or present member of this gang out of Venezuela.
You know,
that's what I'm saying. If that's the case, round them up.
The Alien Act also sound a lot like the Patriot Act.
But it's supposed to. People have an issue with America first mentality. But the reason why India is doing so good right now is because India has an India first mentality. They have positive relations. We have positive relations with Russia. They have positive relations with China. They have positive relations with the United States of America. And the United States
shit.
Well, at the end of the day, they are growing. And
What
that
did
is
you
what
eat,
a
Prophet?
country is supposed to be doing.
Yeah, they growing all right. They growing something.
Prophet,
Yeah,
what did you eat?
GDP.
Shit. That's what they eat. Shit.
Yeah, look at them. Watch the money growing.
Hey, shit.
Shit, I tripping. The point I'm making is
Oh
at the
man.
end of the day, they are not in danger of being attacked by any of the people that are scary to be attacked by.
I'm scared to eat there.
That's true. Nah, you think of India, you think of business, man. It's just everybody won't go, bro. At the end of
Everybody
the day,
want to go.
India got it in abundance. They gonna have good relationships. They gonna have good business. They have the resource to do so.
Would you go to India?
I go to India for a weekend.
That's
Y'all
all.
nasty as fuck.
I said for a weekend. Nigga, I go anywhere for
So
a
you
weekend.
just ain't gonna eat for the whole weekend? You ain't gonna eat?
Definitely got.
I went longer without eating. What you
We
talking about? A
definitely got
weekend?
places in the United States just as nasty.
A
What
weekend?
you talking about? But then there's
No.
also.
Go there by me.
I'd
some
eat
roll
off the
and I'm out.
sidewalk.
Hey,
I
man,
would
you
eat
sound
off.
real, you sound
Listen
real
to this.
American right
No,
now,
listen.
man.
I'm going for
Listen.
the gold.
I would eat off of a sidewalk before I ate anything from India.
Who said we going there to eat? I just told you I'm going for the gold.
Bro, that's a you
Not the
gotta
silver,
eat something
the
for the
gold.
weekend.
That
You
is
gotta
Not
eat
the
something for the
silver.
weekend.
I'm not the
that
American
is
dollar. I want the
beside
gold,
the
baby.
point. Prophet, that's beside the point.
Yeah, I know. I'm
It's
just
not
saying.
the point being made.
They eat shit, man. Like real
Right.
shit.
Right.
It looks disgusting. How can anything thrive there? I would see that and be like, well, y'all, they make it with their feet in front of people, and then
Wait, why are you so passionate about this? There's got to be some truth
because
behind
you
it.
saying business
Listen.
is thriving. When you buy something you just seen made with their feet,
Is it gold?
nope.
Listen, you
Then
got
no.
But it's selling like
you
gold
have
supposedly.
multiple layers of classes
got
of
multiple
individuals. And at the end of the day, I'm not talking about eating with these motherfuckers. I'm talking about how they eat in
You
financially.
talking about breaking bread with them, nigga? That's the same
No,
shit.
no, I did not say break bread. I said look at how well they have done
Yo,
these
chill.
last years as a country, and take it as an example of
I'm just
putting
messing.
yourself first in
Don't
order
take anything
to
what
grow.
I'm saying serious. I'm just kidding. But
You're
no, they
probably
for real
trolling
do
right
eat
now.
shit though. That's just I'm gonna get that out there for the record. That's for real.
All right, if anybody clear it up for anybody who got any questions about it, Prophet. Right now, I'm gonna give you a minute.
No, I get it. I mean,
Clear it
they
up.
thriving, bro. But I wouldn't do no business with them. Ever.
Okay. So you coming from a personal perspective.
Yeah. If you see something is off when you go to a country, that's it. You gotta just, you know what? I gotta cut ties with y'all nasty motherfuckers. That's what I'd say to them. I gotta go. And I'm
So
then
if you went to China, and seen the sweatshops and shit, you would still do.
Oh, I'm cool with that. Yeah, I'm cool with the sweatshops, bro. That's money, and you can knock them down easily.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't. Okay. So you cool with 8-9 years old working, sweating, and slaving and shit.
Off the record.
No, we completely on the record right now.
Oh no, hell no, that's wrong. That's crazy. Never.
Yo. Oh, okay.
Hey, no, I wouldn't do that though.
All right. So
I'm
the
just
most recent or the most modern connection with the Alien Act is what we call the Patriot Act, which was enforced in 2001 after the 9/11 attacks. The U.S. passed the Patriot Act to increase national security. Like the Alien Sedition Act, it gave the government broad powers such as expanded surveillance and detention of non-citizens and suspected terrorism, raising major concerns about civil liberties.
I remember the biggest thing about that was that anytime that they hear trigger words, they could listen in on your conversation for half a minute legally, and if they don't hear anything within that time, they have to click off. Is that real? That was the biggest thing I heard from that time.
Sounds
Huh?
kind of.
No, I'm adding it to my search notes for
They
this.
supposedly, like, if you say, "Oh yeah, I blew that toilet up," or "Yeah, that shit was the bomb," around that time, those were trigger words, and they would be able to listen to your conversation for the
Oh
next 30
yeah,
seconds.
man, surveillance ramped up crazily after 9/11, bro.
Yeah.
Rightfully so, because before 9/11, we didn't really see a lot of those CCTV cameras neither.
No, but I mean, now you don't see them at all, and they're there. That's the scariest shit.
Well, if you look
You don't
for them,
even
you'll
see
find
them.
them.
And
But I'm
in
talking about
Japan,
back then, before 9/11, like they was damn near non-existent. Like they were there, but they wasn't on every stoplight, every corner, every turn, every
bro,
block.
in Japan, they'll make a whole 3D figure of you walking down the street.
No, this is true.
That's crazy.
No,
They can
this is
see
true.
everything. They ping it, and then they can see your phone as well. So they have a whole 3D sculpture of you.
Bro, in Japan, you don't even need your phone.
Yeah, I know. Everything's facial recognition.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yep.
Japan is so
Public
far ahead of
transit.
everyone. Hey, that's a question. I got a question for you. Do you think
What?
they so far ahead in technology because you think that they fear they could be wiped out at any moment?
Maybe.
So they
But
live every day like it's the last?
you know, the guy I work with actually is a resident of China. He lives in China, and he comes over here to work. He's a white guy.
Citizenship.
He's lived over there for 15 years. He actually comes back to work tomorrow. And he lives in I can't remember what it's called. I'd have to ask him again, but he showed me his place and everything. He's got 2 foxes over there, like actual little fucking foxes that they're just like dogs. You know what I mean? He showed me like the whole place. It's crazy. I was like, "How do you feel living like in a communist society?" I asked him that, and he said honestly, I mean, he's one of those, like, he doesn't eat meat. He's one of those fucking protein shake drinking motherfuckers. You know what I mean? But he was like, he likes it better. He said it was cheaper. He doesn't have to pay as much. He comes over here to work for like 8-9 months out of the year, and then goes home for the rest of the time, and doesn't even have to work while he's there. Just spends time at home with his foxes and shit. Like, it's crazy as fuck, bro.
Look, man, it's got dual citizenship. No.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I don't know if I'd be able to do that though. Not in China.
Chaos.
Yo,
What do you think? Why you think Japan's so technologically ahead of everybody else in the rest of the world?
it's because of the early education focus. And so, just how they've evolved their education system over the years, and what they focus on in the early years, China focuses on like memorization and repetition. Japan is more about like getting the fundamentals down early and then teaching technology as soon as that gets solid.
And that's basically going into what I said. Like, they're teaching them and embracing that so early because the fear of they could be wiped out any second. It's like an island in the middle of the ocean in the most active plate tectonic area of the world.
I totally disagree with you. I don't believe they're worried about getting wiped out. For the simple fact they have one phrase, Kai Sin, I think it's constant improvement is literally what it means.
Okay.
And so like that in itself is a cultural theme that's pushed from early on. And so I feel that has a strong contribution to that.
You say, bro, Japan has had the most tsunamis than any other continent on the planet, bro. Like, how many times have they literally been had to restart?
Japan's been hit with the most tsunamis. Well, they're just a bunch of little islands anyway. That's all Japan is. Like, you got Okinawa, You got they're just little fucking islands. Of course they're getting smacked. They're right in the fucking middle of the Pacific. That's a fucking big ocean, dude. You ever been to the Pacific?
That's a
Even in the
huge.
summer,
Oh, it's nothing like the Atlantic, bro. Like the Atlantic is huge,
the Pacific's colder though.
but the Pacific is crazy huge, bro, and it's cold, like you said.
Yeah, the Pacific. When I lived in California, I couldn't even get in the water in the summertime without a wetsuit. Now in Florida, in the Atlantic, it's right next to the Gulf and shit. Those waters are warm as fuck. But you go over to the Pacific and try to get into that cold ass fucking ocean, even in the middle of summer. Cold as fuck. It's freezing. It's freezing. Some waters you just don't want to fuck with, bro.
That was just the thought, man. I feel like with because okay, you can't say they don't fear being wiped out because it's happened already. It's like saying we don't have a fear of slavery. It's already happened. You know what I mean? It's distilled in you now. Once that trauma enters,
Japan's tough as fuck, bro. They had samurais. They had era of samurais walking around. You know what I mean? They had shoguns.
But at once upon a time, that whole section was also connected to China, was it not?
No. Genghis Khan is who united China.
No, I'm talking about physically.
Like the continent?
Yeah.
Asia?
And connected to China? No.
Not at all. Japan is an island.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. A chain of islands.
But it broke off of what? I'm talking about from Pangea. It was part of China, right?
I mean, if you want to say that, everything was a part of everything.
No, I'm saying like the culture that was distilled in Japan is the same. Bro, I don't want to get banned, bro.
China never had no damn samurais or nothing like that. Japan,
just say it right.
Japan was warriors. China was little bitch ass niggas.
And that's not what I'm talking about, but it's a reason why they look alike. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I'm guessing so. I would just like, well, I guess Africa. You know, they're all
exactly like
all from the same continent, but they're different.
Break off of the Americas and South America was set to break off of Africa. And
yeah, I mean, hold on.
First of all, the freaking piece of rock that breaks off of another piece of rock does not dictate or like it doesn't factor into anything culturally. So I don't even know.
Chaos.
Yeah, not
chaos. You bullshitting, right?
Land wise.
You just want to argue. Okay, so if we got this continent that's full of black people, and this continent break in half, you mean to tell me that half that broke off ain't got nothing
hold
to
on,
do with
it just showed it was never a part of it.
Right.
There you go. It says no, Japan was never part of China in terms of land, while Japan has historical ties with China. Historical ties,
mostly political,
including periods of cultural influence and even tributary relationships. It's always been an independent nation.
I'm not. Yeah, of course. I'm talking about
even
the only thing they shared was cultural views.
It's more likely to be a part of Australia, and Australia is more likely to be on the lowest part of Asia. We need to pull that up or something.
All of that was Britannica. Britannia or Britannica, whatever it was, that's what that was, right? That was all part of the same shit. The Pangea, before it was all broken up, that big piece of Britannica or Britannia or whatever, that's all of the Japan and all that. That's what all that was connected to. I'm guessing. Britannica.
Archipelago, chain of islands located
Archipelago.
There you go. Pacific.
Well, I'm talking about. Well, you lucky. They don't got a Google Earth to achieve what I'm trying to achieve, sir.
I miss Google Earth. Do they have that anymore?
It's still out. It's still available to download.
That's pretty cool. You can look at anything on the world.
See, that's what I'm talking about. About 15 to 30 million years ago, parts of what is now Japan were attached to the Asian mainland.
Right.
Yeah, Asian
That's
mainland, but
not
not China.
China,
right.
China is hold up. See, that's why we need a map. Pull up a map real quick because
I'm
I
working.
might be getting my geographical locations mixed up.
Yeah, I mean, there's two pieces of two very big different pieces.
Yeah, Japan is a part of the tectonic plate that Australia
Because
is.
when I
Yeah.
think of Asia, China is a part of Asia, right?
No,
Asia is the
it's
continent
not on
itself.
the same tectonic plate, sir. No.
Talk
Nope.
to me now.
I'm about to
'Cause
pull it up.
I'm in the Western Hemisphere. I don't do much researching and looking over that way.
All right. Oh god damn. Why is it so hard to pull up on an actual computer?
No, y'all were
I
tripping.
would already had it up on my phone.
I already got it up. I'm trying to see.
Go ahead. Put me on stage.
Okay, here we go. Here we go. It would have been a part of what? Europe, it looks like.
My friend.
Wow. It looks like it would have been a part of Europe, right? Eurasian. Yeah, Europe.
You pull me up?
Yep.
Where's
Europe.
Japan at? Over here?
Yeah. More up.
Up here?
Yeah. It was it was part of Europe. Those little islands right there.
That's the
So,
Eurasian plate.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. The whole fucking thing was Europe. That's wild. All of so that's why all those movies from like back in the day with the samurais and the Ronins and it was like a British guy or something. That makes fucking sense. And how many actual blonde hair, blue eye white people had castles in before Edo period in Japan. Have y'all ever heard about these stories?
Oh yeah.
There's real stories of white samurai, blue-eyed, blonde-haired samurai that had these huge castles.
You had to see Britain tried to rule China at one point.
Yep.
And there was a big issue. You know, it shows
They made a movie about that with Russell Crowe. What was that movie called?
There was I don't know, I think it was Last Summer, I think. But
Yeah, Last Samurai. Yeah, or Ronin something. Yeah, that was a good fucking movie.
But then you also got the other stories too, like the beginning of Kung Fu and whatnot, where actually come to find out it's not even ancient history. Yeah, they had to basically find a sport from another country that was playing all sides. I don't remember what it is right this second.
Yeah. Or like what you're about to get into with that game, how the Mongolians try to take over all of Japan.
Yeah, but they couldn't get it. They couldn't beat the samurai. So that's Genghis.
Yeah, Khodan Khan, the ruler of the Mongolians, tried to take over defeat all of the samurai. That was before the Edo period.
All right, getting a little off topic. So
that's just my shit. I love the samurai shit.
It's not a samurai podcast. From the previous question I asked about Japan being fearful of being sunken, I was going somewhere with this. I got a point for each one of you who can name a sunken city.
Atlantis.
You can't use Atlantis.
Oh, I still get the point.
I don't know no goddamn sunken cities, but I
okay,
barely know.
A big old zero for profit. You got any for us? You got any for us, Chaos?
New Orleans.
This is our curveball for the night, by the way.
You said New Orleans?
New Orleans.
Wow.
I'm dead. It's too early for that.
So
it's too early for that.
It didn't count.
So a zero for Chaos as well.
I'm dead. I'm fucking dead.
Yeah, Chaos.
You had to say New Orleans.
Chaos.
What?
Don't pull up Google, nigga.
5 something. I'm looking it
I
up.
can't pronounce none of those motherfuckers anyway.
Look, yeah, pulled up Google. He cheating.
Damn right. That was a good one.
You see, so now we know Mr. Chaos. Every time we pull up a curveball, he gonna pull up Google. So he's
No.
from the curveball.
When I you gave me 0 point already, so I can go look it up. You already told me I failed the test.
Point. So that with that being said,
Hey, I know
curveball.
well, I know of one that's not really a city, but it's in Florida.
What's
Well,
that?
I got one that I didn't look up.
What's that?
All right, so I don't know the name of it, but I was told about it. You guys remember when Spain had the what was that, the conquistadors bringing all the gold over? What was it called? The Spanish Armada.
Mm-hmm.
You remember that?
Yeah.
Well, there was a couple of ships that actually sunk off of Florida, Key West, and all of that, like through Key West and Cape Canaveral. There's supposedly 3 ships that have sunk with gold on it. Now, when I found this out, I looked it up, and there's actually plots that you can purchase in the ocean, where if you do purchase that and anyone finds anything within that plot that you have purchased, it's yours. It's not a sunken city or anything, but it's actual conquistador Spain gold.
You don't get no point for that.
Ships. Huh?
Yeah. You don't get no point for that.
I know that. I'm just saying that I thought that was fucking cool.
We talking about cities that was above land and now underwater. Like,
well, this could buy a fucking city if you find like 2 things of gold from it. So how about that?
The thing that intrigued me about this list of cities that Mr. Chaos has pulled up is Port Royal, which was known as the wickedest city on earth. It was sank by a massive earthquake in 1692.
In Jamaica.
In Jamaica.
Why was it as the what was it? Why would you say that? What made it so bad?
Why was Port Royal?
Oh, it's a pirate haven. Oh, okay. So it was where all the pirates got together and hung out after they had their spoils and plunder. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Didn't they isn't that in Black Flag actually? Isn't there an island? It doesn't necessarily name it Port Royal, but there's an island in Assassin's Creed Black Flag that's like that, where it's where all the pirates go to get away. It's a lawless island. Has anybody played Black Flag or no?
No.
Oh, okay. Well.
Oh, Assassin's Creed Black Flag. It's been a while.
Yeah, Assassin's Creed Black Flag. Remember that game? There's an island on there that portrays that.
So near Japan, Yonaguni Monument, a mysterious underwater structure near Okinawa, debated if it's a man-made or natural object. Let's pull that up.
Yeah, let's pull that up. Let's look at that.
Oh, the what?
Yonaguni.
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 This looks like a fucking mountain.
That's crazy far though. What will build a monument so far out in the ocean though?
The fuck am I even looking at?
I got a YouTube video.
Oh. YouTube in it.
Oh,
so
sorry, BBC. Sorry, BBC video.
BBC in it. Pause. I'm sorry.
Goofball.
Oh man.
Oh damn. Sorry, my bad.
Oh, good. So yeah, it's a confirmed 20 to 30 cities sunken already, like confirmed, bro, which is crazy. I didn't
How
think the
many
number was
are
that
from
high. Likely 100 plus, depending on how we
Now,
define
here's
the
a good
city.
question. Here's a good question. How many of these are from natural disasters, and how many of these are man done?
Oh, plenty of man. Then there are sunken cities. I was going to say um, the lake in Georgia, but I didn't want to go too dark.
Okay. So you're thinking, okay, yeah,
I'm
that
not
counts.
familiar.
Technically, those it was man-made flooded though.
Right.
Yeah,
Oh,
it counts. It would have counted. Would have been a point.
okay.
Well, there's a city in Tennessee. It's not sunken, but it's underground. They built right over it. It's literally under the fucking road.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's really crazy. I've seen it. You could go in and you can walk under buildings.
No, that's wild.
Look it up. It's in Chattanooga. They just built right over top of the whole city. They did. There's street lights and everything under there.
You talking about underground Atlanta?
No, in Chattanooga here.
Uh,
There was like a big fucking pothole or something that happened. And instead of fixing it, they just built over top of it instead, whole buildings. Yep. It's crazy.
here go the video. Japan.
Waiting on you.
見つかった時には
Oh no, they ain't talking that, is they? I can't understand it if they talking it.
I believe it's Japanese.
身の毛がよだつってわかるかな毛がね
Holy Toledo Batman. I don't think they want us to watch it.
BBC is failing us right now, guys.
Oh.
feeling now.
Pause.
I'm about to not line it now. Shout out to Mystical. Gotta give you a plug, bro. Appreciate you for raising us up on that G stuff, you know. All right. So we'll get into that next time. Or not. Or not. I think I'm probably done with Japan.
I want to go to Japan.
Japan would be nice to go to.
They just finished Mario World. They have Dragon Ball Z anime world coming.
I want to go buy a PlayStation 6.
Well, you won't be able to know. I mean, it's not going to be compatible, and you're not going to be able to read anything on it, and you won't be able to plug the motherfucker in.
Thanks.
Well, you said what?
I mean, what, do you want me to fucking lie to you? How are you going to plug it in?
No. It's all good. It's all good. You know,
Said he's going to get a PS6
logic rules. You know,
I said it's not going to be compatible, and he's not even going to be able to plug it in.
Yeah. You're right. Touche, man. You saved me. I was not being sarcastic. I was genuinely saying thanks. It just came out.
Yeah, don't waste your money. They already have them out there.
I know.
But what?
Hate that shit, bro.
What's the difference?
What's the difference?
It's not gonna be compatible, bro. Different plugs,
processor,
different
the GPU,
different everything, bro.
SSD, the style, everything. They're out. They'll get you.
Well,
with that, this has been the Table of Greatness. I'm your host, King Crucial the Great. Until next time, as always, great people think with greatness.